Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So, we had a successful flight around the moon, sort of. I mean, it wasn't pretty. It definitely wasn't a pretty flight, but it worked. It got us around the planet and back again, and we have a pretty nice amount of science here. So the question is, what do we add today for our next tech? We have stuff for crew landings. Active radar altimeter. I wonder if I should have had that. That if the additional Kerbal engineer is kind of making that unfortunately redundant, which is probably not the intent. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. Let's see. Mobility enhancer. Small gear bay. Interesting. Couplers and adapters. I think we're going to go with the yeah, I think it's time to go with the new control and system management. So let's get that, and we have exactly enough for one more tech node. Decouplers. Let's see. Interesting. Well, let's grab the stuff. This is what we would need for a lunar landing mission. So let's grab... Actually, no, we'll hold off. Yeah, no, we'll grab this. The sensible thing is to grab that hardware, and we'll see where we're at next. So I need to make a few tweaks to the orbiter. Which one was it? I can't even remember what I called the fool thing. But I know what I should call it. No, it's probably the Lunar Slingshot. Was that what it was? Yes. We're going to call this... We're going to do a few tweaks to this, which I'll do off camera and then go over... Actually, you know what? No, I should be able to do it here. So my biggest concern is the ability of this ship to get back to Kerbin. Let's get on the slightly more advanced... Let's see. Small reaction wheel. Let's see. Come on. There it is. That won't help this thing. I think we've got pretty much everything we need there. Big enough fuel tank. I want to shoot for lunar orbit. For an actual orbit around the moon. Sort of my tentative thought here. And then try and return. My biggest concern there is whether or not I'll have enough fuel in this thing to do the job. And I'm trying to think of what I can do about the troubles I've had getting the full thing into orbit all this time. Ooh, radial parachutes. Yeah. This is working okay. The chute is working okay. Dragtical is working okay. And there's no need for any of this other hardware here. Communication and battery power. You know what we could do? Is we could take a tiny bit of mass off. Pop one battery off of here. Fix that right now, because that will be not good. So this is going to be the Kerbollo 3. Let's be honest about what it is. It's an Apollo style mission. The early Apollo missions weren't landing missions, they were just flights to the moon and back, if memory serves. So, neat. Excuse me. See, with the one upside to the radial mounted parachutes is I could throw a Clampetron docking port on top for emergency recovery of this ship if things go horribly, horribly wrong. Which might not be a bad idea. It's worth investigating, shall we say. So let's test that, because that's something we're going to want for the future, potentially. Put 3 parachutes on the thing. That's the way they'll go. And we want the parachutes definitely in their own stage from the separation sections. Okay. So, saving Kerbollo 3. Yeah, let's just do this. Hopefully the fact that I'm not trying to do actually not exactly what I was looking for, free return orbit, will work better. My biggest problem in the previous mission was the fact that I was trying to do an orbit that actually doesn't accomplish what I was going to try and do, which, you know, getting into orbit. All right, launching in 3, 2, 1. There's a simple issue with the way I was approaching my rocket science. The closer you get to a planet, the bigger of a slingshot effect you get. So the free return orbit that I was looking at, oops. Well, I guess we're bringing 3 Kerbals along on this juggernaut. I forgot completely to check the number of guys who are going to come on this trip. Well, heaven forbid I killed 3 Kerbals instead of just 1 in this process. Okay, well, let's give it a tiny little turn here. Get the gravity turning started. Well, I'll have to keep an eye on my life support a little more carefully this time, but I guess it's fair that we need to test how far the life support will go with 3 Kerbals on board. I mean, I wasn't short on life support. That's the thing. My last Lunar mission, I was not short on life support. So really, that's, I suppose, the important thing, really. We're attempting to conserve fuel until we're out of the lower atmosphere here, like usual. Ship. Hold her steady. Alright. A little more gas. Whoa. Come on. No overheating. No, no, no. There we go. Well, my apoapsis is high enough now. Although I'm going to shoot for a slightly higher apoapsis on Lyowin's advice, a full 100 meter, 100 kilometer apoapsis is probably more effective for interstellar flight. And there we are. We'll stop it there. Of course, it's probably going to go a little nutty on us when we start doing our orbital burn. RCS on. Well, that's not bad. Not bad. I've still got most of my fuel for my orbital burn here. Okay, at 1 minute mark, we'll start our burn. Definitely want to be out of the atmosphere completely before we start doing any burns. Okay. Coming along quite nicely. Okay, ready to rumble. All power to the engines. We'll see if they can handle full throttle without going crazy on us here. Yeah, looks like they can. We're gaining a little apoapsis here, but we don't want to put too much energy into that. So we're putting energy into the apoapsis, we're not putting energy into our periapsis. There we are. Only a few meters at a time, much more going into our periapsis. Come on, orbit. I guess we'll see if the poodle is enough to put us into a lunar orbit. I'd hate to lose 3 Kerballs in orbit around the moon. That would suck immensely. I really... That's the one thing I'm not sure about, is actually bringing this full thing back. I mean, electrical's not going to be an issue. I don't think. Life support shouldn't be an issue. Here it comes. Yep, there it goes. Kill it. Alright, and that is as high as we want to build it, because we want to get that thing out of orbit. Oh, no! Ay, ay, ay. You hit spacebar 1 too many times. No. No, 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 no. That is not going to stand. No bloody way. Not a mistake like that. That was just stupid. But note to self, yeah, I guess that is a bit of a problem. Okay. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. Alright. I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. Unless something goes horribly wrong on the way to orbit, I will see you there. Launching in 3, 2, 1... Whoa. Well, that is not exactly how things are supposed to go. That was weird. It really wanted to tip its way off the launch pad there, apparently. Alright, so I'll cut here unless things go horribly, horribly wrong, and I'll see you on the flip side. And ideally, we wait until we're out of that atmosphere for our next burn. Let's watch it from this angle. Perfect. 10, 9, and burn at 1 minute to go. Here we go. Full throttle to the engines. There we go. And hopefully that periapsis will come up nice and neat. We've used 2 units of life support to date. And that's working out quite nicely. The apoapsis is coming up just a little, which is fine. Periapsis is coming up much faster. We're coming up to that apoapsis slowly, which means we're also coming up to the moment when our burn is the most efficient, which is exactly where we want to be. Excellent. Well, I managed to repeat that, and I think I'm actually in a slightly neater orbit than I was, so can't argue with that logic. Hard to believe after all this we're still in a... yep, here we go. Coming out of the atmosphere. Killing the engines. Perfect. Alright. Eject the stage and finish our orbital burn with the poodle. Good enough. All right. So, time to plan the lunar portion of our mission. Now, he said, John Larson had a point about using different conic modes in creating these orbits. So we'll have a look at that. as we prepare this. Which one was that? That was one of my failed Minimus probes. Alright, push it out, and we'll see what happens. That's interesting. Alright. Okay, so we need to go around the planet a little further. There it is. That's a lunar overshot if ever I saw one. Interesting. What? Oh, right. Let's see. Oh, okay. The different conic modes give you different views of how the orbit is going to form. So that's how it looks. Okay. Useful. Extraordinarily useful data. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, John Larson. That is extremely useful information about Precise Node. There we are. That's a nice... Let's see. Let's see. That's actually it. That's exactly what I want. A nice, close, not too close orbit around the moon that I can then modify. Excellent. We'll do it. Out of the map view. SAS off, RCS on. A nice, gentle, tumbling turn over to our mark. 16 minutes to burn. 1 minute and 26 seconds means we have to burn with 45 seconds. T-minus 45 seconds. And we'll quick save. And lock it on. Use the right button to lock it on, you idiot. I say locking on and I turn off the RCS. Genius! Absolute genius. Okay. Bring her around the planet, and we're going to go take 3 Kerbals on a trip to the moon. Eight minutes to go, 7 minutes to go. 4, 3, 2... Okay, 1 minute and 40 seconds. We're just going to accelerate down to 1:15. We'll do our final adjustment. There we are. And we'll burn on that mark. All right, 1 minute and 26 seconds, starting with 45 seconds to go. Where is our moon? Where is our moon? I should be able to see it by now, shouldn't I? Alright, well, I'll assume I know what I'm doing here. Here we go. Full throttle to the engines. On our mark. Poodle has nearly more than a full tank right now. I'm hoping this payload isn't larger than the one that I actually returned from the moon that other time. Now, coming back from the moon is supposedly easier, so we'll hope that's the case. I have no idea if there's enough fuel in this bloody ship to actually do the job or not. I may actually have to start designing a larger lifting unit before long. Okay, we're still on our node. Nice and tidy. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's kill it. How'd I do? Not. Just a little longer. Just a little longer. Come on. There it is. Wow. That's like right on. That's almost perfect. Alright, kill it. We can adjust the rest of our orbit when we get there. Beautiful! Guys, that was just about a perfect burn to the moon. And we still... that's not a lot of fuel, is it? Well, we might lose some Kerbals on the process of getting us into a lunar orbit. I don't know. So one way to find out, right? Okay. Let's go to the moon and see what happens. Little tumble over to the future retrograde lunar orbit burn in 5 hours and 3 minutes. Oh dear, my daughter is not making happy noises all of a sudden. She's supposed to be asleep. Just let me pause for a second here and I'll see if she's going to need more attention. I'll be right back.